Okay.
It's Chip's lore!
Dude, you know what's so stupid is whenever I make a clip of you yelling that, it gets so many views. It like gets like
It's
a
Chip's
thousand views. It's
lore!
like so stupid.
That's because I command. It's actually, I don't know if you've ever played a game called Skyrim, but I'm activating my dragon shouting. Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm commanding those to listen to the lore. They're dragon shouting! Ah! McKay. Sorry, that's from Father of the Bride. I don't know.
Dude, what the fuck? I'm trying to get the lyrics on screen. Hold on.
For songs for parties?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
you
and
won't
for
see
songs
it.
for parties, we realistically just have to talk about the fact that this is the Kyle song that's been sitting in the depths
Of
of
my soul.
an archaic vault that Kyle has been worried to unlock.
Yeah. I guess you could say it like that.
I don't know.
Whoa!
I'm trying to make it sound more.
Dude, oh my god. What the fuck is going on here?
I don't know.
What the fuck is. Dude, what? Okay. On OBS right now, the screen is just like blowing up and then shrinking and then blowing up and. Whoa. Okay. I think it's settled.
Has it settled?
I'm not doing it. I'll add it in post. It's doing too much. Anyways, here we are. Songs for party.
It is the song. I feel like you showed me this song even before like CHiPS was like CHiPS in any way, shape, or form.
Dude,
Because
I
like
don't
you had
know.
sent me like a couple like things back and forth in them. Because
There's
like we had done that even before we did any of this. We were always sending each other like stuff that we were working on back and forth for like, please comment on this and tell
yeah.
me if I suck or not.
Yeah.
But I remember you
It was the
sending that
first time
specific.
Emma ever was like, "Kyle, you like shouldn't, you shouldn't stop this." Everything else
It's
though,
true,
you should stop. You should probably think about a new career path, but
100%,
yeah, oh
except for
totally.
that song. Except for that one song, I was like, honestly, put this out and then quit. Don't do it anymore. No, this was the one that I like listened to, and I was just like, dude, hell yes. It was, and like the name of it, and then how it sounded, I just thought was so. It was like hilarious, but also very like, I don't know. It's like you're making fun of it, but also it's very sincere because
Yeah.
sometimes like that's how that
Yeah.
sound and the lamenting esque vibe of the song reminds me of sometimes when I've been at parties and that song is playing in my head. It's
Well, the
true
dumb
though.
thing is though is that like last year like which is 2023, I was doing like I was putting out a song like every week on SoundCloud, and I had like a thing that was called like the playlist is called songs for parties because it was like only like acoustic shit because I was like let's just make a bunch of like Wonderwall like shit basically, and and, and I didn't have a name for this song, so I just it was like just under like the for the playlist song for parties, and then Emma was like, "That you have to keep the name," and I was like, "Do we?"
Yes, because it's sick.
Well, we
It's
kept the
dope.
name. We
And
kept.
it's not, some people like I don't it could some people could be like that's pretentious and it's like no it's not pretentious.
One of our
It is
friends.
actually the least pretentious thing about that song
Well, I
is
think
the
it's
name.
like I think just like for what it is, it's like not that we were thinking about this, but I remember there was like on the Arctic Monkeys like AM, they had a song that was like something like similar, like in the nature of it, like something about like going to a party, but then it was like a really sad song. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's like the intention was like purely like I just like was like I want an acoustic guitar song that anyone can learn how to play. But then it was like we called it song for parties and it just became this, and it was just like okay, here we are. But
Here
yeah,
we are.
I mean the funniest thing to me about this song is that like I think it was like I started it like right when the new Zelda came out, and like you know like the fairy music in Zelda where it's like that melody like
Oh yeah.
and so
We all
that
know
I was just like doing
that was
that. I'm
literally
like what if I did like a cool like the fairy rhythm and then made what that is, that guitar part. Like I literally played that whole guitar part out probably like in one go, which is fucking crazy. Like it just like happened, and then I like wrote all the words, and I was like, Emma, what is this? Like, am I like, is this terrible? And I was
no.
also like battling people in my personal life, which is what this song is about. It's like dealing with, I don't know, like gaslighters. Like how should I describe this?
I mean, realistically, it's just like as we get older, there's friendships that remain and there are friendships that sustain.
Yeah.
Wait, that I said no, that doesn't make sense. There are friendships that
Remain? Yeah,
sustain.
wait, you said the same thing twice.
No, I know, but I feel like sustain is a better word because
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
that implies that like regardless of what happens, like those people like are there
Yeah, they remain
regardless.
or sustain. You're right. You're
I like the term. Well, sustain just makes me think of reverb, and then
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
sustain
Sustain
echoing.
sustain is like sustenance. Like you gotta put stuff into it to make it to keep it alive and keep it growing. Whereas like
Yeah.
remain is like it's just
Oh
stagnant.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
And
No, it makes sense. I mean, it's like
and
a very like I don't know, like complicated way to explain that. But yeah,
you're welcome.
you're welcome.
Welcome to
Yeah,
my life.
thanks. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like one of the honestly, this song is like really there's not a whole lot to it. I mean, it's like it was one of those songs where it was just like I felt a certain way, and I just made this like sad guitar thing that is like definitely I meant to make like a fairy thing, like Zelda fairy shit, and I didn't. And then it just like the words just come to you, and you're just like, yeah, this is kind of just like what it like. I'm alone in my house at like 3 a.m. Probably was like had a couple too many whiskey gingers, and I'm like, I'm alone.
All I have is Zelda with me, and I don't even know if she's gonna last.
Yeah.
Non-spoiler. Don't worry, no spoilers for
Yeah.
Tears
Oh
of
my
the
god,
Kingdom.
Emma, by the way, is the worst
I'm
spoiler
not the
person
spoiler
ever.
queen. Oh my god.
When
No.
I was when okay, Always Bloom, which comes out in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something. When we did that song, I'm literally like producing it here, and Emma was playing the end. She was playing the end of the game, and I'm like literally like working on the song, and she's like, "Oh my god, Kyle, look at this!" And I like get up, and it's just like her like all the spoilers, and I'm just like, I guess.
This is fake news.
And you know what? I haven't played the game since because you know what?
That's your own fault, dude. Also, you can get to all of it differently than I did. I did it way differently than you did. That's the cool part about the game. And also, you told me I could do it. You gave me permission. So do not lay this all on me.
I know, but you do like to spoil. Like, you like to, like, lay hints about, like, oh, I know something that... Oh, when you're in this book, when you get to the next chapter, like, something crazy is going to happen. I'm just like... Or you
That's
go
not
like
a spoiler.
Or you're like you do the thing where you're
hold
like,
on to your butt.
You're like, oh, like, hey, have you met this character yet? And I'm like, who? What character? And you're like, oh, that character's crazy. And I'm like,
that's not a spoiler.
So you're telling me I should pay attention to the random guy who's like called the homeless guy on the street in Mistborn or whatever? Well, of Ascension, you're telling me that I gotta pay attention? Dude, what? I look like shit, brave.
Why do you think I put on glasses? Fake glasses to protect these supple alopecia eyes.
Supple. But yeah, let's get right into this. Enough rambling.
I
But
mean, this is you. Like, this is like this song's all you, Baba.
no, but it's also you because like I wouldn't ever I like this is like a song that I would have just like put out and never told anyone about.
True.
So
And at
you were
one
there
point, I did.
you were there like forcing me to make it into like a chip song, and I
Well,
really didn't
yeah,
want to because like
because it was, well, it was already like done in so many ways, in my opinion. Like, I would have like, I even liked your like original version, and like like
the original version
because I think
sounded like
you,
a lot more like there's this I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a Sting song where the singing like that's like kind of like where I was influenced by, but then it just like I was like it's kind of boring.
yeah, you
It
did
was just
like
like way
come,
chill, like way more chill.
yeah. Well, and like you had been like working your ass off with just doing like working on vocal stuff in general because you were like, I'm gonna be George Michael.
I
That was your,
wish. I don't think it's gonna happen.
but like you had genuinely been working on that diligently, and you did some takes, and then you sent them all to me afterwards, like after you had, and because you sped it up too, right?
Yeah, yeah, I sped it up.
You sped it up a decent amount,
Yeah.
and then like sent that to me, and I was like, dude, like it sounds really cool sped up like that, but in my, how I always sit is I'm always like, well, what's if the vocal performance reflects exactly how I felt with the original version that you sent, then I'm gonna like be, I'm gonna okay that and be like, hell yeah. So I hadn't heard the vocals on it yet. And once you sent that, that was when I was like, okay, hell yeah, dude, because you stepped out of probably every single comfort zone that you have in you.
Here's the thing is I don't have a comfort zone. I like don't care. I
I
maybe I used
mean,
to, but like I genuinely now I'm just like dude, it's like if this is the what I can make, then this is what I can make. And it's like, you know, sometimes I'm like I guess what I'm saying is it's like if this is like how I sound, then so be it. Whereas like even if I'm like when I'm thinking about it, I want it to sound a different way. If I can't like get there like while making
then,
it, then it's just like whatever.
well, and realistically though too, that is because that's what like most singers have to deal with in general, is that's knowing your comfort zone and knowing your voice, because like that's what all of your work that you went into like last year, realistically you like really were heavy working on all of that,
Mm.
and finding that comfort zone is what like becoming a good singer is. Is knowing and accepting certain things that your voice isn't capable of, and augmenting and changing how you approach stuff because of that. That is like the mark
Yeah,
of.
you got to move your camera up a little because you're literally like cutting off.
Am I doing it again?
Well, every time you like
Here.
move back, you're like I'm literally only see this.
I'm becoming Kermit from that like meme
Yeah,
with like
the
he's
evil
like
Kermit meme.
the Sith Lord. Okay.
But yeah, like no, totally. I mean, okay, in that sense of comfort zone for sure. Like I don't know like what
You were
comfort zone
understanding
for
what your
singing
comfort
is.
zone even
Oh, this is
was.
not even that. Dude, every time I sing some shit, it's like totally like do it 50,000 times, and then all of a sudden like something changes, and it's like, oh, I'll just do that. You
Dude,
know.
and what's funny is I remember I'll never
But I don't
forget
even know
learning
if
that.
it's like sustainable because I feel like every time it's like completely different, you know? So, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. But that, I mean, yes, well, I was gonna use myself as a, but sometimes I'll literally do the same vocal takes and they literally sound exactly
I know, it's
alike.
crazy.
So, but that does remind me of, I'll never forget learning about the lead singer of Spoon, and that he literally does like 500 takes for every single vocal he has on records, because he, that's how specific he is and how he wants
Hmm.
like every every single word to sound. He'll even like chop up a word in
Yeah,
between like
yeah.
five
Oh,
takes.
people go crazy. Like Ariana
I don't
Grande
understand
apparently
how
goes like
anyone
nuts with it.
that that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't have the patience for it
Oh,
because
you
I
do
know I
not.
can.
You do not.
Well, because I can do it in like 20 takes. Give me 20 takes, unless there's a specific part that I'm like, nope, give it to me again, give it to me again. But like, it's all like each own person's how they want themselves to sound, and
Yeah.
having the confidence to also say how you want to sound and make it happen.
Yeah.
That's a whole another thing, is to and not give up. That's which I can understand why you might have been there a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just like I like to be like under pressure. Like so I like
Yeah.
basically would just be like, "Hey, I have like 2 days where like no one's going to be in my house and I can just like be as noisy as I want and not like be like embarrassed about it and just
Yep.
try a billion different things."
Yep.
Because like
Every
I
and
can't like I don't like we were talking about this one other time. It's like trying to like do this kind of thing in front of someone else is like not always the easiest. And also, because we're current, we know what's going on. Billie Eilish says the same shit. She was saying like on this last album they did that like there were times that she just like was like I need to be alone in the room and just try a bunch of shit
yeah.
because it's like you're gonna like there's chances you're just gonna sometimes sound like fucking terrible. And so yeah, I just like
Yep.
I mean this one and like I don't know. I think give and take too. Like I was just like, hey, I have the house myself. Like I'm just gonna like,
Rip.
no matter what, like how long it takes, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I like literally, I think for this one, I was up till like 4 or 5
Yeah.
because it was like literally like trying to figure out like what the melody like I changed the melody like so
Yeah.
many times because it was just like it didn't feel like comfortable like I think like the first version like when I say the words listen to your voice, I was like already higher in range. And I like started
Yeah.
it lower and I wanted it to like it just felt better, like
Yeah.
and grew better. I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever. This song sucks.
Yeah. Shut up.
All right, let's
Exactly. And that in case in point is every single text I got from Kyle during while he was doing these vocals is literally that. He'd be like, say all of this stuff about like blah blah blah, and then I don't know, this song sucks.
yeah, I
That's
know.
literally our text conversation every single time, and I would just be like, God,
I know.
we lost him again. We lost another one. We lost
Yeah.
another. Oh.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about okay, so verse 1. This is just a 3 verse song. I mean, or you can just call them 3 chorus, whatever. It's just boom, boom, boom. And like in the production of it, it's like every time a new verse comes around, we add in like some new music or whatever. But basically, it's goes listen to your voice inside your mind, swim in the dark hole. And I don't know if I say in the dark hole or in a dark hole. I can't remember.
I think it's in a dark hole.
I think it is in a dark hole.
It would make the most sense, but I don't know if you were making sense.
And I'm like listening to the voice in my mind, like, it's like you think of like, oh, did I like, was I weird? Like, did I say stupid shit? And you're like listening to that
Most
voice
likely.
inside your mind, and you like can like spiral kind of out of control, I guess. And so that's like what the swim in a dark hole is. Also, I like the imagery of it, like I think whenever I hear this song, I think about like the movie Gattaca. Have you seen that?
No, I think of Ghost in a Shell though.
I never saw any of
Ghost in a
that.
Shell is an anime
No,
that became,
I
and then
know, but I've never watched it.
that's what it reminds me of. I literally picture her like doing her like,
Oh, doing her weird
yeah.
ghost shell thing.
Well, yeah, sure, we'll
Ghost
go
in
with
a
that.
shell thing.
Yeah.
But like in Gattaca, there's a scene where like he's like swimming, and it's like in this like she's like racing his brother, and it's like they have like beef, but it's like this like super gray like foggy swimming thing. So I guess that's like kind of like what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just like being like you're alone and you're sad. Like, what's new? And then in the second verse, we elaborate on that. It's sit alone again, withering. Hope you call, but I know you'd never. And what that means is that you're sitting alone and you're sad about it and you're like, how am I gonna because sometimes you don't always got to be the person that's got to fix a relationship. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way. And I was just talking, this just came up recently, and not in like a negative way, but like with like letting people closer into my life. You know, it's like you don't always got to be the person that calls them all the time, plans all this stuff, like always is like pushing the relationship. Like people got to meet you in the middle if they're gonna
Halfway,
be like your best friends and be
Yep.
like you my girl. But you know what I mean? It's like you gotta like
Yeah. No, 100%.
thoughts.
100%. Because, yeah. No.
Like what does that mean to you?
I love every part of this song because, I mean, you know that like at the point that you were writing this, I had already had like so many times where I had put too much into things.
Yeah.
And you know, it does like each like relationship is different in the fact that it you approach it differently, so thus it is a different version of something constantly. Wow, how am I trying to explain this? That like I'm never gonna like I'm still gonna get like burned in the process of things and whatnot. Yeah, like depending on like the relationship and everything, but like you always constantly have to learn like within that.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if I explained that well.
I think you did.
Yeah, you're constantly gonna like mess up, even in like, I mean, and you know, like I've had like things even. Wow, I don't know how I'm explaining this right now. I got distracted.
You're definitely going like this a lot.
Gabby came home, so I got distracted with.
Gabby.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways.
Here. No, what that means with the hood flowing back. What that means is you can only get better at explaining yourself, and you can only get better at loving yourself, and you can only get better at loving those around you. That doesn't mean that it's going to happen immediately, and that doesn't mean that you're not going to get like, you know, fucked over like the next round, but it still means that you should always try.
Yeah. Totally.
I think that's it. That was a better, there we go. That was a better synopsis.
Yeah. I mean, one of my friends, because this all was happening when I was like just about to turn 30, which like, I don't know, like for us, like, I don't know, you felt similarly, but turning 30 like felt like a pretty big deal. Like it's like kind of weird. And like once you pass it, you're kind of like whatever. But like leading up to it, it's like kind of stressful. But I remember I was like talking to one of my friends who was older, and he was saying like, "Oh, there's Gabby creeping in. What the hell?
You might be on CHiPS lore."
You're definitely on CHiPS lore. I'm not paying an appearance fee though.
I'm not paying an appearance fee. You don't. We're not even letting you sign a waiver.
Yeah. But
No, you're good.
There was a like. He was saying that basically it's like when you get to this point, you're starting to like understand like what you want in your life, and then when like if you present that to people that you care about and they can't like meet that standard, then you just like basically you just need to say to yourself like be like, oh, like I asked for a certain standard or whatever, and they can't meet it, so now like my relationship with that person is gonna change because I want certain things, they can't apply, and that's like I think should apply to like any relationship.
No,
like, especially like if you're like dating someone, it's like if they can't like meet a standard, like get them out of here.
Well, get them out of here, but also it's like, you know, have a discussion too, like especially like in any kind of, it's like, you know, have that conversation if nothing comes of that, or is there's nothing that like, you know, helps validate any person after a conversation like that, it's then you do have to make the choice, and that doesn't mean that like that relationship is lost. It just means it's
No,
changed and it's a
it's
little bit
changed.
different.
Yeah.
And you know, and we all like
Sometimes it's
have our own
unrecoverable.
sense.
Let's be real.
Yeah, and some of them are not. It's
Yeah.
true. And that's like a lesson for both parties involved. And that also doesn't mean that one person is like
Like,
at fault
yeah,
more than
yeah. In
more than
this
the
case,
others. I mean, it's sometimes that's not totally true because
yeah.
all of my friends know that I can be the pettiest little mofo on the fucking face of the land. Okay? I love being petty.
I've never
It's a
experienced
goddamn
this.
fun thing.
But yeah,
in theory, I like petty.
but
But yeah.
that, yeah, but basically, like, that's like what this second verse is like, I hope you call, but I know you'd never, because it's like, I basically was like, this is what my expectation is, and I know that they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But then
You haven't
you go
before, why
into,
would you ever?
exactly. And then, so the verse 3, you go, break it down. The walls are closing in. Soothe my mind. It's all calm. And basically, what that is like I think of this like as the last like word, except for maybe like the first verse when it ends on whole, because that like goes out. But like it's like I kind of like sing them into each other. So it's like, I hope you call, but I know you'd never break it down. It's like, it's almost like
Yeah.
break it down as like the finish of that like line is like,
But it's a
or
it's
you
a
could look
I
at it
love
the other way either. Like,
no, that's why I love that line specifically because it's such a good it has a double meaning 1000% because it's like you also know that sometimes people are they're not going to give you any sort of closure.
yeah,
You're not going to have closure. They're not going to break it down. They're not going to explain anything to you. And so you now have to live with the fact that you're not going to have closure on that and you're going to have to create that closure for yourself.
yeah,
And that's how I've loved that line and the ending of it because I viewed that as you saying I'm not going to get that so now I have to break it down for myself
yeah.
and find my own sense of calm and my own sense of like conclusion
Yeah, I
and
mean,
closure
whenever I
to that.
hear this song, it's like depending, I guess, on like my mood, but it's like I always like think of that one differently. It's like I hope you call, but but I know you'd never break it down. Is like how I when I wrote it, I thought of it, but then it's also like I know you'd never, big pause, and then it's like break it down, like I'm breaking it down. Whoa, I'm breaking it down or whatever. Like
Ooh,
it's just
that was
like,
a breaking down
yeah,
and
there was a breakdown over there. And like the walls are closing in, I guess like it's more just like goes in with the break it down kind of thing. Like it's like
yeah.
it's like all like whatever this thing was is like like collapsing on itself at this point. And all I want is to have a calm and happy mind. And at the end of the day, once all said is done, it is all calm. And you know what's
That was
crazy?
perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. I feel like the dramatic pause too, like it was great.
Yes, it was so good.
But like at the end of the, like legitimately, like when I did this, I like legitimately sat down, did the guitar, and then like I was like pretty cooked. Like I'm not gonna lie, but I was like,
Oh, you were
okay,
cookie.
I was like doing the lyric. I was like, okay, this is cool. I just gotta like do it right now. Like I have to like record it right now because if I don't, I'm never gonna do it. So I went over. I literally free put all these lyrics, like just sang them into the microphone, like probably like 85% of them, like off the cuff. And then I was like, cool, I'm done. But like, but like when I finished doing it, at the end when I'm like it's all calm, I was just like I felt so much better. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally I've never ever heard this song and felt how I felt when I did that. I was like immediately like I feel so much better now.
Yeah. Well, and you like I mean you you went in on the ending of it too. It was so good.
I wanted to because it like you wanted it like for CHiPS, it like had to like fit everything that we've done.
It had to have its moment.
Everything.
Because there's
needs a
every
moment.
single CHiPS song has its moment.
Oh my. Yeah. No, I felt great at the end of it. Doing it was really tough.
Yeah.
And not to be like. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it wasn't fun.
It was fun though, because it's like finding like about who I am in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know? Especially like singing like that is like I didn't know I could sing like that.
Yeah.
Not that it's like I'm saying that it's like particularly amazing or anything like that, but it's just like I'm like was surprised. I was like, oh, like
no, it was
that's crazy that I can do that.
And
can
again,
I do it every day? If I have a really good warm up, maybe.
Yeah, but also it's like that's why I don't want to do 50 billion vocal takes sometimes because like am I going to be able to ever recreate how I sang the beginning of Give and Take exactly like that? Probably not.
I don't know, man. It's pretty damn close.
No, I'm saying it'll be different, but like it's hard to remember every single nuance that happens in something because at the end of the day, I probably am not going to be able to sing it exactly like that and exactly how it felt once we did it. And you were like, nope, that's
well,
the
also
one.
Because like the emotion is different.
Yeah.
You'll love this. Like John Mayer was saying like once, he's like, I was like, I need to like, it was like something along the lines of like, when I'm like doing something, like I want to try to go as far as I can go with it, because if I don't, then basically I'm gonna like hear the demo that I had, and then like, you know, if I sing like half the verse, I gotta match the same like mindset that I was in when I made it the first time, and it's like that's almost like impossible.
No, it is. And honestly, that is one of the hardest parts. Yeah. And you're gonna make me go on a tangent with that, so I'm not going to, because that's gonna get us derailed.
The John Mayer part, or
oh no, not even him. But no, that sentiment is actually very valid.
But that's
and I agree with it.
Yeah, but I think like you're like a strong enough singer that like even like when we did like, if I like heard all the versions of the first part of Give and Take that we did, like they're all completely different in a way, but they all like are like there, like
yeah.
So I don't know.
But I'm not even talking. I'm using me understanding as a comparison for you, you could very well do that again. But that's like the cool thing is that maybe you won't be able to do that again. And now that's exactly where it's sitting, and we'll hear that differently in every other iteration. Like
and when I did it,
forward. Like, and I love that. I think that's what I look for in music.
Oh yeah, me too. I do too. But for like when the records, I'm like always like way more about like, let's like make this sound as cool as we can make it sound. Like I don't even care if it's not practical. It's like
I know exactly.
I mean, we'll definitely be better. Like I think we are getting better about that. But like, yeah, like Give and Take was crazy. But like how we ended up doing Give and Take live, like it's like it sounds exactly like what the sound should sound like live.
Yeah.
So it's like
in that state, yes, 100%.
But in the human
we
species,
are the world.
Yeah, that's what we believe in. We believe in equal rights and equal opportunity.
We
and
are
love.
the ones.
Yeah.
Dude, we started CHiPS lore where I have my whole head painted like a globe.
Yeah, and you just sing "We Are the World."
And I just go, "We are the world."
No. Anyways, that's it for this.
That's yeah.
Any last thoughts?
Any last thoughts? I can't wait to hear how this song like goes live. I can't wait to do that. That's my.
I don't think we're ever gonna get the chance to play live.
And I love this song. This will forever be one of my favorite songs. And I really don't have that much to do with it, but it's like one of my favorite songs on the record. Because it has so much of you in it, and it like it makes me weirdly really proud as well.
as my life
I'm
coach.
just like really, really proud that it's out there, and really like, as stupid as it sounds, really proud of you too.
Thank
Because
you.
I know like it was a hard song to put out. So
It wasn't though, because all I gotta do is
yeah.
click a button and then it goes out. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I feel like right now, like we're in like the, I don't know. At least I'm in the like music is hard vortex. So I'm happy it's out, but it's also just like, oh my god, people just listen to it, give it a chance. It's not that fucking bad. Like, come on.
Shut the fuck up. No. No. All right. And that, Chips Lore.
Chips low.